Hello friends, in this video we are going to discuss the IGBT, that is a insulated gate bipolar transistor. Okay, so let us first discuss the basic structure of the IGBT. Yes, the IGBT, it consists of the various layers like a P plus layer, after that N plus layer, N minus layer, P and N plus and N plus layer. Okay, so various layers we are having present in the structure of the IGBT. Okay, why it is known as the insulated gate bipolar transistor? Because the gate terminal is connected to the structure of the IGBT through the SiO2 layer, and SiO2 is the silicon dioxide layer. Okay, it is a one of the insulating medium. Okay, so that's why yes, it is known as the insulated gate. Next, why it is a bipolar transistor? Because if you check, yes, it consists of the, out of the three terminals, the two, that is a collector and emitter, these are the terminals which are same as that of the transistor. So that's why it is known as the bipolar transistor. So it is an insulated gate bipolar transistor. Okay, so here gate terminal is connected through SiO2 layer to the N plus P and N minus layer. Okay, similarly N plus P and N minus layer, the gate terminal. Emitter terminal is connected to the N plus P and N plus layer. Okay, next collector terminal is directly connected to the P plus layer. Okay, so this one, right, this one indicates the direct connection, and yes, this is the direct connection, and this is the through SiO2 layer. Okay, the symbol of the IGBT, yes, it is a three terminal device, gate terminal, here it is a SiO2 layer present. Okay, and the remaining structure is same as that of the transistor. Okay, so that's why it is an insulated gate bipolar transistor. Next, the simplified structure of the IGBT. From the basic structure, yes, we have drawn the simplified structure. Okay, so from basic structure we have drawn the simplified structure of IGBT. Okay, so here yes, again we are having the three terminals, collector, emitter and the gate. As I said, it is having the various layers, right? P plus N minus P and N plus. Okay, so it is P plus N minus P and N plus layers. Okay, the gate terminal is connected through SiO2 layer to, yes, N plus P and N minus layer. So it is a N plus P and N minus layer, gate terminal. Okay, collector terminal is connected to the P plus layer, collector terminal is connected to the P plus layer, and emitter terminal is connected to the P and N plus layer, emitter is connected to the P and N plus layer. Okay, so this is the simplified structure which we have drawn from the basic structure. Right, now we are going to discuss the basic operation, how it works. Okay, of the IGBT. Okay, so here between gate and emitter we will be having the controlling circuitry, and between collector and emitter we will be having the high power circuitry, that is a load circuitry. Okay, so suppose the load is connected between the collector and emitter. Okay, load terminal. So this is a load RL, this is a voltage Vs. Okay, consider this current is IC. Okay, voltage across the collector and emitter, it is a VCE. Okay, voltage across collector and emitter is a VCE. So let us consider this voltage as VCE, right? VCE. Next, suppose initially gate, emitter terminal or the circuit is open. Okay, means we are not connected the controlling parameters here. Okay, or the controlling elements. Right, now if we check P plus N plus, it will form the one junction, so consider it as junction J1. Whether it is N plus N minus, it will form the junction? No, because both the sides were having the N type layer. Okay, so next this N minus P, it will form the junction, consider it as a junction J2. Okay, Pn plus, it will form the junction J3. Okay, next, so when collector is more positive than that of the emitter. Okay, so this is a more positive than that of this potential. Okay, emitter. So can we say that from here to here the potential goes on decreasing? Yes, so from here to here the potential is decreasing. So can we say that junction J1 is in a forward bias mode? Yes, so junction J1 is in a forward bias mode, right, because it is a PN junction. Okay, junction J2 is in a reverse bias mode. Are you getting the point? Similarly, junction J3 is in a forward bias mode. Right? So when IGBT is in a forward bias mode, that is collector is more positive than that of the emitter, then junction J1 and J3 will be in the forward bias mode, junction J2 is in a reverse bias mode. It is similar to that of the SCR. Okay, next, if we go on increasing the voltage, the width of the depletion layer across junction J1 and J3, it goes on decreasing, but width of the depletion layer across junction J2, it is still increasing. If we further increase the voltage, this width becomes 0, this width becomes 0, but the width of the depletion layer across junction J2 is increasing only. If we further increase the voltage, what will happen? The breakdown of the depletion layer across junction J2 takes place. Okay, and due to that, what will happen? Yes, the device may turn on. Okay, so in this way we can turn on the device without applying the gate emitter circuit, without by keeping the gate emitter circuit open. Okay, now but what is the drawback of that method? Yes, here we require a very high voltage. Okay, now if we are interested in turning on a IGBT to reduce the voltage level, okay, then what we need to do? Then we need to connect the external voltage between gate and emitter. Okay, suppose this voltage is VGE. Okay, VGE, right? So when it is the positive plate of the VGE is connected to the gate terminal, negative plate is connected to the emitter terminal. Okay, so as we know, the positive plate of the EMF consists of the large number of positive charges. So due to that, the positive charges will come at this side. Are you getting the point? But here we are having the SiO2 layer. So due to that, these positive charges will not enter into the structure of the IGBT, right? But what is the effect of these positive charges? As the positive charges are here, due to that, whatever the minority charge carriers are present in the inner p-type layer, okay, this will get attracted towards this side. Okay, means here we will be having a formation of layer, right? Similar to that of the MOSFET, here we will be having a formation of layer, that is a formation of negative charge carriers layer. Okay, electrons layer. Okay, so if you check here we are having the N plus, here it is a N minus, means the majority charge carriers are electrons. Here also electrons, here also electrons, here also electrons, and this junction is already in the forward bias mode. Okay, so suppose if one of the electron come out from the negative plate of the VS, okay, and if that electron enters into the N minus layer, okay, N plus layer, okay, so whether that electron successfully completes its path from this negative plate towards the positive plate, yes, junction J1 is already forward bias mode, so we are not having problem with junction J1, but we had a problem with junction J2 only. Okay, and here we have provided the alternate path, right, for the junction J2. Okay, so that's why the current will be flowing like this, sorry, electrons will be flowing like this, so current will be flowing in the opposite direction, right? Now if higher the VGE, more will be positive charges at this point. Okay, so due to that, the width of the negative charges, width of the channel of negative charge carriers will be more, yes or no, right? So due to that, the more current will be flowing, okay, or the rate of flow of charges will be higher. Okay, so due to that, the current will be more. Are you getting the point? Okay, so can we say that more the VGE, higher the width of the channel, so faster will be the flow of charges, so more will be the current. Okay, so higher the VGE, higher will be the current which is flowing through the IGBT. Are you getting the point? Okay, so more VGE will cause a more IC. Is this clear? Okay, so next, after the simplified structure, we are going to discuss the VI characteristics of IGBT. Okay, so it is a plot between VCE versus IC, right? Voltage across the device, that is a VCE versus the current IC for different values of VGE. Okay, so here we are having the plot for VCE versus IC. Okay, so if you check, these are the plots for various values of the VGE. Okay, so for the same VCE, if we take the projection, right, it is cutting to all the four curves at the different places, right? So here, yes, consider here it is, this is, consider it is a IC1, this is IC2, IC3, and consider this one is IC4. Okay, so if you check, IC1 is less than IC2, less than IC3, less than IC4. So can we say that VGE1 less than VGE2 less than VGE3 less than VGE4? Are you getting the point? Okay, higher the voltage, gate emitter voltage, more will the width of the channel and faster will be the circulation of the charges, and due to that, the more will be the current. Okay, so more VGE, more current, right? So this is the VI characteristic of the IGBT. Okay, if you check, the switching rate of the IGBT is somewhat lesser than that of the MOSFET. Okay, so this is about the insulated gate bipolar transistor. In the next video, we will discuss the DIAC. Thank you.